On November 22, 1963, the loss of U.S. President John F. Kennedy was mourned worldwide. Despite the tragedy of the day, overseas in the United Kingdom, the BBC was on the eve of launching the newest television series, Doctor Who. The show aired the following day, the 23rd, to low views, due not only to the overshadowing of JFK's assassination, but also a widespread power outage. However, it was not known at the time that this low-budget and seemingly forgotten program would quickly become one of the biggest influences on the science fiction genre and the longest-running sci-fi show on television. Not only that, but would partake massively in evolving British culture.
Would you like a jelly baby?
The basic concept of the show that has remained the same throughout its 50 years is this. An alien, time-traveling man known simply as the Doctor adventures throughout all of time and space in a blue box known as the TARDIS. The Doctor always meets human companions who he takes on his travels. One of the reasons why the show has lasted so long and has been such an impact is because the Doctor, who is part of the race known as the Time Lords, can regenerate. When the Doctor is dying, he replaces his body with a new one, with different looks and personality while still being the same person. In this way, when an actor is done with playing the role of the Doctor, a new one takes his place, which reinvents the character and evolves the show into something fresh, allowing it to grow and be influenced by what the audience can relate to. As of today, the show is currently on its 11th incarnation of the Doctor. BBC originally planned the series as a fill-in for families and as an educational program that was expected to fail. Ironically, the Doctor's most notorious enemies saved the day, the Daleks, which were metal monsters introduced during the second serial. The Daleks were a success, causing merchandise for the show to appear, a comic strip featuring them, and a movie remake of the first season's serial with the Daleks, starring Peter Cushing and Roy Castle. The popularity of the show grew, skyrocketing the ratings, making Doctor Who a common name within the UK seemingly overnight. It was now proven to the BBC through the reaction of the viewers that this show had tremendous potential. Doctor Who became an annual Saturday night event within households all over Britain. Young children would hide behind the couch in fear of the Daleks and Cybermen, but would then cheer when the Doctor arrived to save the day. The show became more action-packed and adventurous, with the Doctor becoming many children's hero. Before long, the show was celebrating 10 years of success. The introduction of Tom Baker as the fourth Doctor, Doctor Who reached new heights. The Vietnam War was occurring and many complained about the show's violence, causing the show to take a more comical approach, boosting the ratings even higher. The show gained a cult following, taking the Doctor off-screen and into pages of books, audio dramas, and fanzines. There were even knitting patterns created on how to make Tom Baker's infamous scarf. The show even became popular in the US where it never was before. Groups of Doctor Who fans began to interact with each other on a personal level by forming fan clubs, such as the Doctor Who Appreciation Society and the Australasian Doctor Who Fan Club, who played huge parts in the creation of Doctor Who conventions. Notably, the first convention was created in 1977, known as Panopticon. Baker's Doctor even inspired future incarnations of the character, like the 10th Doctor, David Tennant, who watched the show as a child and was influenced to become an actor.
I was tiny when I decided I wanted to be an actor, but without doubt, one of the big shows that was influencing me in that, probably the only show at first, was Doctor Who.
With the regeneration of arguably the most popular Doctor, the show saw drops in ratings during the 80s due to the show becoming violent, losing many younger viewers. Now with the self-proclaimed title of Whovians, many fans fought the threats of cancellation, notably fans in the US staging Save Doctor Who campaigns. Unfortunately, the show was put on hiatus despite the effort. However, at this point, the fan base of Doctor Who was powerful. Even after the show was booted, its legend moved forward. The Doctor was seen now as a British icon, and the revolution the classic series caused is undeniable. Doctor Who started and influenced the trend of science fiction and fantasy, being the first popular franchise in a long line that followed. Many of the popular cult franchises that you see today, like Star Wars and the Lord of the Rings films, may not be here if it weren't for both creator, George Lucas, and director Peter Jackson being fans inspired by Doctor Who. Even Star Trek, which was first invented the year after Doctor Who, started airing. The lasting cultural impact of these franchises, and others, were no doubt inspired by Doctor Who's continuing success with fans even during its hiatus, inventing their own conventions and merchandise. Music based on the show was produced by various artists, most notably Doctor in the TARDIS by the Time Lords in 1988, which topped #1 in the UK singles chart. In 1995, BBC and Universal Studios came together to create a Doctor Who film, with Paul McGann playing the 8th Doctor. Finally, in 2003, it was announced that Doctor Who would be returning to the BBC, written by Russell T Davies, a Whovian himself who was inspired by classic Who to become a writer for television.
Like the first stories, I used to sort of walk around and think up, we used to play Daleks and Cybermen in the yard, and I would think up stories, I used to draw them.
Most of the production team and even the 10th Doctor himself were Whovians, so they understood the importance of the show. This was the birth of New Who.
A sonic what? Screwdriver!
The views for its first season were outstanding, bringing together classic Who fans and their children, who quickly became the next generation of Whovians. New Who brought the feeling of the old show to the table, but into a modern light, making way for younger fans. The success of New Who is also due to the internet. Whovians do not just have to go to conventions to talk anymore, but can chat via online blogs and other online sources. Fanfictions are posted online, fan art soars over Google, YouTube became a big site for teens to visit, allowing Whovians to post videos of their favorite episodes, which in turn influenced more people to watch the show. People on YouTube also create their own episodes of Doctor Who, many of them striving to become the next Doctor or companion. Along with this, Whovians have created TROP, which stands for Time Lord Rock, the most popular band being Chameleon Circuit. The creation of BBC America has reintroduced the US and Canada to the draw of the show now more than ever before. The convention phenomenon has gotten bigger, now with many Whovians dressing up as their favorite characters and making lasting friendships due to their love for the show. 2 spin-off shows were created, Torchwood and the Sarah Jane Adventures. Torchwood becoming very successful in the US sparked more interest in Doctor Who there. Doctor Who continues to evolve. It has a new writer, Stephen Moffat, also a fan of classic Who, and a new look and feel to the show, once again making it fresh. Recently, the Doctor Who Experience is being held in Cardiff, Wales, which is a museum-like place for Whovians to experience all 48 years of Who. The Doctor Who Tumblr page has become a place to post news and contests for fans to see. Coming soon in London is the official Doctor Who convention. New Who in general has really given rebirth to fans old and new, bringing families together. Those who remember the days of Baker and Davison can show their Tennant and Smith-loving children classic Who episodes as a bonding experience. It is also a common occurrence in England to see a TARDIS on the side of the street, or fully operational Dalek telling Londoners they will be exterminated. There are even online treaties trying to make David Tennant be the Olympic torchbearer for the London 2012 Olympics due to an episode where his Doctor did exactly as such. Doctor Who has brought the UK, especially Cardiff, Wales, where both Doctor Who and Torchwood are filmed, more income due to tourism, now included on the top 10 UK holiday destinations. Doctor Who is a worldwide phenomenon. It should be applauded for winning over an entire culture's heart. Always changing, it lets fans escape the horrors of reality through 50 years of history, giving each generation something they can relate to. One thing does not change: its message that life is worth it. The show inspires viewers not to give up, to move on from the bad and embrace all the good in life that is easy to find if life is just lived. This is Doctor Who's greatest revolution of all.
The way I see it, every life is a pile of good things and bad things. Hey, the good things don't always soften the bad things, but vice versa. The bad things don't necessarily spoil the good things or make them unimportant. And we definitely added to his pile.